G'day guys, welcome to another Hang Loose Recluse production. This is another Hang Loose Recluse Lazy podcast. And in today's episode, I'm going to talk about this screenshot here, 9 News Sydney call out. Have you had a heart attack and are concerned about the long-term effects on the functioning of your heart? 9 News would like to speak with you. Please send your best contact details to our Facebook inbox. Now, a lot of people are getting excited on some of the social media pages that I'm on, obviously saying, oh, they're going to talk about the fact that the thing that they have to put in your arms to keep your job might be causing all these heart attacks. But I'll tell people, no, they're not. I don't think they're going to do that. This is what I wrote in a comment, and I'll read it out to you now. I'm going to change the word that you had to get in your arm to V. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. This is what I wrote on the social media pages, and this is the comment that I wrote. They only want to speak to V-loving heart attack victims so they can create a counteractive story because V-loving heart attack victims won't blame the V. They will blame it on COVID and say that they are lucky to get the V because the doctor told them they'd be gone if they weren't V. This isn't going to be a story about the V causing heart attacks. This will be a story about everything else that causes heart attacks. MSM is not about to change their mind even if the journalist wants to. They won't be allowed to, or they will lose their credibility in the industry that pays them. They are still controlled media and they will control the narrative. So any journalist out there that's trying to put together a story will put a counteractive story to say that it was this or it was that. It was the weather. It was the food you eat. And they'll also get people that love the V so much that they will probably ask the question and say, do you think it was the V that did this? And they'll say, no, certainly not. I had these issues beforehand. They're going to try and look for people that had issues leading up to it. And they probably want people to say that it was the C19. They'll probably say, oh, what do you think it was that caused your heart attack? And they'll probably say, oh, I think it was the C19 that did this. It's, blah, blah, blah. So it's a counteractive measure to try and come up with the fact that they cannot deny all these extra heart attacks that are going on in society. What is it, 16, 17, 18% excess mortality in Australia compared to ever before? I mean, come on, seriously. And what I'll do now is just put this video up. This is what Australian society has become. All of these people are the sheep in society in Australia right now. Look at all these meat robots here. Look what's sticking out of their back. Yes, give them more. That's how they control now. They when they don't have that thing stuck into them, they need it. They crave it. They desire it. They are addicted. But anyway, that's just my theory on what it is. Don't get too excited there, folks, because the mainstream media is not your friend. They will never be your friend. The mainstream media are friends with the government and their owners who control them. They are never going to speak for the people of society. They are always going to put anyone who stands up down. They don't like independent media. They don't like people talking about them. But the mainstream media is on a downward spiral, and you all know it, because you wouldn't be this far into this speech here if you didn't already know that. So I don't expect to get any random people coming along here and listening to this and agreeing with it that follows the mainstream media, because they're too far gone. They're never ever going to understand it or see it. They won't ever see it. That all the mainstream media tries to do is gaslight us and put everything that anyone says opposed to the mainstream narrative down. So any experts that come out, they get shut down. Look at that Peter McCulloch trying to come into Australia, a renowned expert in his field. I think it's virology. And there's Australians, experts trying to call for him to be banned from entering the country because he doesn't have that thing in his arm. And they know what he talks about and the fact that he can produce lots of information, but it doesn't get put on the mainstream media, what he says, because there's a narrative in the mainstream media. I know all you guys know it. All of you know that. But in case there's someone here that's watching that only watches the mainstream media news, don't be fooled by the crap that they're telling you. They are only going to tell you a certain narrative. The sooner you guys wake up to the narrative and realize that you are being sold BS, I'll say bullshit, because this is Hang Loose Recluse and I sometimes swear. I've been trying not to swear. Some people have been saying, I want to hear you swearing more. But anyway, that's just on some other pages that I'm on. And I should swear, but I'm trying to get my point across without having to use foul language and bad words, because I think that I've been on a roll lately and just talking about what's been going on in the world. Anyway, I'll leave you with it. Thanks for listening to another Hang Loose Recluse Lazy podcast. Thank you.